are back in the States. I am slapping together your like a travel vlog for everybody, but I don't know, it's gonna be short. I don't know what it is. Our trip got a little interesting, which I'll tell you in another update. But I am heading off to my work for the second day in a row. I'm still on vacation technically, but I am taking a certification course that I needed to take. So I'm getting that done on these 2 days. Yesterday was horrendous because I had like the worst migraine I've had in forever. So that was no fun. But that got better. I did my class. I somehow made it home with my head splitting and I almost threw up. But I slept for hours and we are ready to start getting myself back into the swing of things. I have so many things to film. I have books to haul for you guys. I have like so much stuff to do. So first let's just like take a nice little like fall drive. Like right now the leaves are really pretty. I noticed that yesterday and it was a really beautiful day yesterday, but I was too tired and jet lagged to figure out how to like set up a camera in Jesus' car because I need to get tires before my car gets off the road. So that's another thing I have to schedule. But yeah, yesterday was a whole bust. Anyway, I'm going to start listening to the Book of Life today. That is my driving book. And I think I'm going to read Babel, this weekend. And for some reason, I'm really scared to read it. But yeah, that's that. Let's drive.
Penguin Audio presents The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. Read for you by Jennifer Econ.
Hello. I love beanie weather. We are, I don't know what I'm doing today. I attempted to film 2 videos this morning, a haul of all the books that I've received recently, including everything that we got while we were on vacation. And I wanted to do a video discussing this whole drama on Book Talk about like this chick that was like, you clearly don't read classics. So I did film that. I don't know how coherent that one was, so that's going to be fun to edit. But I am trying to get things edited for TBR Lowdown because I have no episode. Well, we now have an episode because I got it. It's uploading to YouTube right now for Monday. And tomorrow we have to record a whole bunch of stuff, including a discussion of the mother thing, which I'm super excited for because this was a ride, a wild, wild ride. And later we have to wait for a Halloween party. So I'll show you guys my awesome Halloween costume when the time comes. And then for now, I think I'm going to take a break from like computer stuff and get back into the Book of Life or maybe start Babel. I should start Babel. I think I'm going to start Babel. Bable. I guess it's Bable. I'm going to call it Babel. I guess I would have 2 B's. It's Bable with 1 B. I don't know. I'm just going to keep saying it wrong. I, for some reason, am really scared to start this. I think I'm just really scared that I'm going to be the one who's disappointed and doesn't like it. Oh, I just feel like I'm going to be the one. Hoping I'm wrong. So maybe I'll start that. Maybe I'll do that. I also need to like eat something. We're still like really jet lagged. We went out to dinner last night. I tried to get you a little thing. We had like a voucher to like a gift card to this restaurant that we never heard of. So we went there. It was actually really, really good. And then we passed out. We were both so tired. We went to dinner at 7:30. I felt like we were having dinner at like 1 in the morning. We are still so jet lagged, but I don't go back to work for another couple days. So I have tomorrow off and Monday, and then I have a really shit 4-day stretch between work and some other things I do personally, but we're not going to focus on that. I'm going to pick up Bable. I'm not really like in this great reading mood right now, which I think is interesting since I'm filming a you know, I decided to start a reading vlog while I have no desire to read. But like we're going into Nano, and I have like so much on my brain for Nano that like I'm not focusing on reading. So I don't know. Maybe that's some of my fear starting Babel, is that like Babel, the Bable, because what if I like I'm just not in the right headspace for it and I don't like it, but I don't like it because I'm not in the right headspace, not because it's not good. I don't know. I'm overthinking this. I'm totally overthinking this. It's a book, Alyssa. Just read the book. It's gonna be fine. But I have been preparing myself for NaNoWriMo. Emily Reeds asked me if I wanted to join her on some writing sprints. So you will see me on some of her writing sprints, which is gonna be really exciting. Yeah, I've been working through my Bable, and I've been trying to take voice notes. One of the things somebody said to me was to use dictation, at least to like jot down like ideas, because oftentimes I'm like walking around and I just have ideas, or like I'm driving and like an idea pops into my head. It's something that has to happen with the manuscript, and like I don't write it down because I don't have access to writing it down, and then like I lose it and all that stuff. So I've tried dictation. Let me just tell you, the dictation that I gave for the ending scenes of this story make no sense. Whatever the like iPhone dictation does not match with my speech. It is so unclear what the hell I'm trying to say, but hopefully it works. I tried to then jot it down in my book Bable so that it didn't get lost. Basically, like I was driving yesterday and I kind of had ideas on how to like tweak things. I've been reading Save the Cat, which I've had like hanging around, and like I kind of know what the beats are, but like actually like reading it and focusing on it and realizing how much I need to flip things and really up the ante in a lot of areas in the story. And then also like I still have one major huge pothole that I have to deal with, and then remembering that this is going to be a series, and that then I need to have like the 3 act structure is in each book, and then the 3 act structure is actually like part of the series, and so it's a lot of work, and I don't know why I decided to do this instead of like a nice short story. But this is what I chose. So I think I'm going to try Babel for a little bit, and then get ready for the party, and I'll show you guys our little my outfit. I'm really excited for it. It's like the perfect introvert outfit, and I don't know if anybody's gonna get it, and I think I'm just gonna be Jesus's weird girlfriend, but I am Jesus's weird girlfriend, so like it tracks, but I don't know any of the people at this party really, so I don't really care. I'm just here for the booze. Alright, goodbye. I'm out. Video games? Video games. It's a video game. But what's the child doing? Are you comfortable, Mercy? Have you made a nest? Are you nesting? Yeah, you nested, huh? Meanwhile, the poor old man is on the floor, and you're here. Spoiled, rotten. Right? We're gonna do it. Better make it. I broke my like holder for my phone while we were on vacation. Like it snapped in my suitcase like before we ever even got to my location. So I have a new like thing coming to hold my phone. So until then, freehanding it. So I am read the first 3 chapters of Bable. It's most definitely Bable, and I'm an idiot for not being able to say that correctly for the last year and a half, I feel like. I'm really enjoying this so far. I hope that continues. I am liking the commentary on like language and colonialism and like what is a true representation of peoples and what is a like whitewashing of cultures, etc., etc. There's racism. There's a lot in this, and it's fun, which seems like a weird thing to say when you just said all those like really negative, bad things. But it is done in a fun, and by fun I mean it like it's entertaining, it's paced well, it's engaging. The story so far is really good. I'm enjoying this. I feel like I don't know. I hope I keep enjoying it. I don't know why I'm so scared of this book. I don't know why I'm so scared of it. Maybe I've just been so disappointed by books that I've been hyped up for, that have been like hyped up to me in recent months, that like I'm scared. I don't know, but I'm scared. I think that this is what this is reading. I think that this is what this reading vlog is going to become. It's just me making my way through Babel. So enjoy. I'm also working on the Book of Life, like I said yesterday, so you may see some of that, but mostly it's a Bable read a book. Read a book? It's a Bable read a book. I need a nap. It's a Bable reading blog. I need a nap. I'm still jet lagged. It's like almost 2. I don't know what time we're leaving for this party. The party starts at 5 because apparently we're toddlers. I don't know. I don't know why a party starts so early on a Saturday night. And I know that that sounds weird because also like if you told me like 9, I would probably be like, that's so late. We're old people. Like I think 7's the sweet spot. Like 5 is too early. 5 is just too early. Like who are these adults that are anyway. I'm gonna take a little nappy-toe before I have to be social because I've been social for 2 weeks. I'm tired. I promised you a costume. We're gonna be at the party. What I'm gonna look like at the party, Jesus. Dancing. Sweating. Dancing. Sweating. I obviously can't drive in a car like that, so we're wearing leggings. Leggings. Chucks. Till we get there. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy hangover day. It's early because I slept like shit. My little like holder for the phone is supposed to come today, so I'll stop having really shitty, shaky shots for you all soon. But I'm exhausted. It is a mega recording day for the podcast, which means I have to record as many episodes as we can until our lighting gives out, essentially. I'm going to spend the morning right now just getting back into Babel because I'm enjoying it a lot. I just keep thinking about the 3 chapters that I've already read, and there's things that I find almost funny, and I don't know how to explain what I find funny about them. Or the kind of humor. It's not like ha 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 humor. It's like when karma hits kind of humor, or like I'm really liking the commentary that RF Kuang is having on colonialism and like cultural appropriation and like destroying of cultures. And I think the thing that keeps making me laugh is that the other character in this story, so there's a young Chinese boy who gets taken to England, and there's also this like young Indian boy, and the Indian boy is telling the story about this other guy who came from India and like became a very wealthy man. But the reason he became a wealthy man was not because of any of the like legitimate like things that you would think of, or like first things you would think of as jobs and endeavors that he did to try to make money, you know, like opening a shop or like becoming a whatever.
No, why he became famous is because he went down to Brighton and he set up a shop where he basically like hyper stigmatized, not stigmatized, like hyper stereotyped his own culture and like used all the stereotypes that the English had about Indian people like to his advantage. Like he like played it all up as like this sort of like schwarmy guru healer who would like uh, anoint your hair with oils and like clear your chakras and like do all this stuff. And that stuff makes me laugh because I think about like the Gwyneth Paltrows of this world who just like pick and choose spiritual practices that have been like westernized, bastardized, and basically made to profit off of dumb white women. Not to be, that's a mince words. I shouldn't do updates before I've had my coffee, but I find it really, that's what I found really funny. I just really liked that she is dealing, like the things she is saying, I'm really enjoying. Like the commentary is good. What they're commenting on is not good, but the way that she is shedding light on these things and not pulling any punches so far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just gonna show you the morning view out the window because it's really pretty. Yeah. That's the view out the window today. I just thought it was really pretty this morning. It's been a really lovely fall, actually, which is nice. I kind of didn't think we were gonna get the colors, but we did, and I love it. And like, I don't want to like shit on anybody's spiritual practice. I think that like it's fine to like have spiritual practices. There's things that I do, like there's things that I believe in, and they are not maybe taken from directly my culture, like of like a white Christian Anglo-Saxon neat like kind of culture. But there are things that I've picked up from other spiritual practices that align with how I actually feel as a human being. And I think that that's fine. But I think this like taking of things without any respect for where they came from and like then westernizing them and making them like a whole new thing that without having the respect for where they came from, like I said, is that's I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So anyway, my new holder is gonna have a light on it and oh god, a shotgun mic. So you'll be able to hear me better and you'll be able to see me better at night. Like right now it's fine, but when I film in here at night, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. Every time I think I'm getting equipment that will make my life better, it doesn't.
Unfortunate.
No. Mario. What you looking for? What you looking for? PlayStation stuff?
Yeah.
Christmas came early. It's so pretty.
Because they won't have it.
And I'm so happy it's the white one. I forgot they had a white one.
As I was saying, Christmas came early.
Hazel's got me my
Spirit. So pretty. And then I got myself a couple games. Right here. Hold on, night. This looks really cute and fun. And of course, we had to get Animal Crossing, because why not? I only got one accessory so far, this tempered grip. And I need to charge this up while we record so I can play with it when we're done. And my little
Just, why is she so cute? I mean, Hemi, you're pretty darn cute too, but you've never nested like this.
I've been reading Babel, but we just went and I just picked up the groceries and I stopped at the P.O. box because I have a P.O. box now. It's in the like profile of the info, whatever it is, the bio of YouTube. There's a tab. Go to the tab. It's there if you need my P.O. box for some reason. But don't send me Christian book buyer's guide because this, I know who it is. So I know that Jen had something she wanted to send me. Okay, so Jen has me reading all these like Frankenstein books with her. So this is Frankenstein in Baghdad by Ahmed Sadawai. I don't know. Sounds really good. It's interesting take on the Frankenstein story. It says, from the rubble-strewn streets of the U.S.-occupied Baghdad, Hadi, a scavenger and an oddball fixture at a local cafe, collects human body parts and stitches them together to create a corpse. His goal, he claims, is for the government to recognize the parts as a people and to give them proper burial, but when the corpse goes missing, a wave of eerie murder sweeps the city. Hadi soon realizes he's created a monster, one that needs human flesh to survive, first from the guilty and then from anyone in its path. With white-knuckle horror and black humor, Frankenstein in Baghdad captures the surreal reality of contemporary Iraq. Never seen it before. She pointed it out to me, and it sounds really freaking good. And thank you so much for this lovely secondhand copy of Frankenstein in Baghdad. Can't wait to read it. And you get, thank you for your the first ever, that was my first ever P.O. package. It made me happy. Okay, back home. I have things to do. Mostly I just have to get back to strange horticulture because I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed with this game. I'm having way too much fun picking up plants, and it's like really ASMR because it has like rain every so often and the music's really calming, and like there's a cat you can pet and it purrs. I'm loving this game. I knew I was gonna love this game. Anyway, back home. More Babel, more of this. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like still kind of jet lagged and not really focused, but there's still part of me that's like the plot of Babel is not that exciting, but like the commentary and the actual writing itself is really, really good. I have a feeling, I'm like halfway through right now. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a really hard time trying to like figure out my actual review of this book because it's gonna be overwhelmingly positive, but it's not like perfection because I feel like I'm gonna want like better story. I don't know. I guess I have to wait till I'm done. Can't judge it now because it's really good. However, I don't know. I just feel like Robin and Rami are just like, I don't know. I think there just needs to be more plot development. I don't know. There's something missing there. And because it's not exactly character driven either, I don't know. Let me finish the book and then I'll collect my thoughts. Let's go, Hammy. Hey, back girl. Go back girl. Yeah, you go back girl.
It's gonna rain.
Yeah. I'll take back girl. Oh, I don't want back girl. I want back girl. Let's go back girl. You gotta run. You gotta run back girl. You gotta run. When she jumps, it's fun because then her wings flap. We should go take you trick-or-treating. You should ask everybody for a treat. Come on. Mercy. Come on. Get those rings. She's so cute. For dinner, since I haven't given you guys a recipe in a while, I just roasted tomatoes, red pepper, onions, and then this is garlic that I roasted mostly on its own before, and then I'll squeeze that in to the thing. I'm just going to blend it all up in the Vitamix, and then I'll probably put some coconut milk into it just to make it a creamy tomato soup. Tomato soup. Easy peasy. Good morning. Happy first day of Nano. It is 7:30 in the morning. I haven't even turned the lights on yet. I've got coffee brewing. I'm going to try to get at least like 40 minutes of writing in this morning before I have to actually get myself ready for work because it's my first day back at work. I worked 3 in a row, which I never do, but I had to because I have to take my mom to a very important doctor's appointment on Friday. And yeah. We have all kinds of medical stuff going on both sides. Me and Jesus. His is just more extreme right now, so there's a lot of stress happening in the background over here. But we're going to get to our writing. That's what we're going to do this morning. And we're trying to figure out, like, I think I'm going to do like 30 to 40 minutes before I go to work today. And we'll see how that works going forward in the week and throughout November. It's always tricky for me with my schedule because when I work, it eats an entire day. But for this week, I'm basically eating like 4 days, and I can't sink 4 days of Nano. So yeah, the saving grace is that I'm not attempting to do like 50,000 words, the full Nano experience. I'm just trying to get this 0 draft / first draft, 0.5 draft finished and like into editing and start maybe like getting book 2, like some outlining, some chunks of that. So it's really to spark my productivity. So I'm going to get to that as soon as my coffee is finished because I need caffeine to write. Anyway, I am still reading Bable. We're going to save all my thoughts till when I'm done with Bable. I'm going to be starting The Waves today by Virginia Woolf because my audiobook hold is running out, and I'm going to listen to that to and from work because it's about 2 hours of listening time, so that will work fine. And then I also have on an audio hold that's going to expire as well is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, which I just feel like is a really good Nano book. So I'm going to get to that one probably after. And then, so I don't know when I'm going to next read Bable. It might not be until later in the week, or maybe when I get home from work, I'll get a chapter or 2 in. I'm trying to hold off on my Switch for like a few minutes because, by a few minutes, I mean like not play till the weekend because I addictively played it over the weekend. And I think I've already finished Strange Horticulture. Like I completed the final task. There's also this little thing that came up after it hit endgame, so like I don't know if there's like a little side quest or something like that, or a secondary quest or whatever that is, but I already like basically beat 1 game of or completed, because it's not really like beating, it's just you complete the game. I already completed 1 game of Strange Horticulture, and I was gonna say like that game is really tricky. I actually had to cheat a lot because I didn't understand the clues. Like some of those clues make 0 sense, but like now that I've played it once, I think if I played it again, and there's different ways the story can go and there's different options and stuff, I think my brain will know how to work better, if that makes any sense. Because like, I don't know, sometimes the clues just made very little sense to me. But anyway, I'm digging this new setup for filming. Anyway, so that's it. We're going to get myself settled in to write. I've got coffee in my Yeti, and we're ready. I love when I rhyme. I got coffee in my Yeti, and we're ready. I came down to sleep with the puppies after Hazy left this morning, so they weren't alone. So she's enjoying her pillow time. She likes pillow time. I don't know if you've noticed that. She had a traumatizing experience over Halloween. Halloween was terrifying for her. She is not well socialized, which is my fault, and I really do need to socialize her, but I'm not well socialized, so she has started like lunging rather aggressively at people that appear to be threatening to her, and that is a very loose interpretation of appear to be threatening, and it's not okay. She did it at my neighbor yesterday, and then I had to bring her up to my neighbor and be like, she's not trying to kill you with those scissors.
or whatever she thought was happening when my neighbor walked towards us. That's threatening, walking towards us. And so I brought her over and she sniffed her and they were fine and everything was great. So she's not like actually trying to be violent. She's not like really attacking them, but she's terrified. So this is a fear response, which can lead to violence. So she has to go outside and meet people. But every time the kids would come up, and because they stick their little face in my front door, like there's a spot you can see through because it's like funny glass that's like kind of frosted and stuff, but there's little spots in the art that you can see through. And so one kid stuck his little face in the spot, and she just lost her shit. And then from that point on, she was like ready to murder children. She did not like Halloween. Halloween was not a fan. She was not a fan. He doesn't normally give a shit about Halloween because when I got him, we grew up in a town. He grew up in a town that was like big on Halloween, and I mean like people would bus their kids there and they'd walk around and like you'd get like dozens upon dozens upon dozens of children at your house. It was crazy. It started early too, and it went late. So he was fine, but his problem is like every time she would get upset, he hears it and then he like thinks that there's something that he needs to protect her from. And the thing is, there's nothing for you to protect her from, baby. Because it's just children getting candy, right? Alright, I'm going to turn on some lights. We're going to get some writing done. Problem is I opened just right up to YouTube and there's a video that Emily reads. Just put up about If We Were Villains, and I want to see her video on that because I just ordered a copy from Pango because I tried to read it just listening to it and I just couldn't follow and I just found it boring. So I picked up a physical copy. I want to work on the scene at the end that I sort of left hanging, where I go back and do more editing. So let's see what I can. Alfred returns at 3 on Sunday. Why did I decide to do fantasy and not something more simple? And yes, I'm hating track. I'm hating Google Docs. I'm hating it. I think day 1 of Nano, I'm just gonna have to buy freaking Outlook because this is not working for me. Google, you are not working for me. You're too slow. You're pissing me off. I type like 1 word a second. I can't. Sweet Lord, baby Jesus, I can't. I have to fix a bunch of stuff before I can get any writing done. I'm already frustrated and it's day 1 of freaking Nano. Google Docs has failed me. I can't type 1 letter a second. It is terrible. I'm downloading Word. I will just buy Word for now. I don't know if that helps me in any way. It's gonna be time for me to get ready for work before I've even written freaking Word. Nano, starting on a low point. Can only get better from here, right? I managed to write 100 whole words. I can only go up from here. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Why must I work? Why do I have to have a job? Anyway, time to work. Good morning. Good day 2 of NaNoWriMo. We have another pimple patch. We're also on day 2 of 3 for work, so I am already tired. And I'm not even... I'm already tired and I'm not even close to being through with work this week. It's only just begun. So yeah, we're gonna write. I listened to on the way to and from work yesterday, The Waves by Virginia Woolf, and like the way with words this woman has, the way she uses descriptive language, the way that she emotes, like, it's just, I love it. Like, is it going to be everybody's cup of tea? No, it's a little flowery. It's a little much sometimes, but like the skill that is there is just so good. And I really liked the story. I really loved, especially like the way it opens. I think it's one of those books that has a really great opening scene, talking about the waves at this beach, and oh, it was so good. I do love me a good Virginia Woolf. I think today on the way to work, I'm going to listen to more of the Book of Life, because I haven't listened to that at all. That'll be my travel book for today. And then, because I'm trying to save Babel for Bable. I'm going to call it Babel for the rest of my life. I'm going to try to save Bable for when I'm like home and can physically read it. So maybe like Friday, when I'm done with driving around everywhere, I'll read Bable. But for now, we write. It is 7:50. You can't see that. I got myself a Pomodoro timer that's really cute. It's called Focus Tomato. It's super cute. Look how cute that is. So I'm going to use that. I think it's free. I don't remember paying any money for it. We're going to at least do like a round or two, like a round this morning before I get ready for work. I think I'm going to put on a little lo-fi room too. We wrote like 89 words yesterday. I keep calling it 100 to be like making myself feel better, but it's like 89 words yesterday. So we're going to try for like literally anything more than that. $317 words. This pimple patch better be doing some work. And let me just tell you, I don't know why I have a giant zit right there, but I do. Yeah, so I've been using Pacemaker here to put in my stuff, and I'm actually only trying to write, I'm not trying to write 50,000 words. I am trying to write, I can't remember how many I'm trying to write. I'm at like 45, and I think I'm trying to get to 75, so that's like 30-something thousand words. So I don't have to write like crazy amounts every day, so I'm actually almost on today's goal. I think today's goal was like getting to 5, let's see. Today's goal was getting to like 4588 something, and I'm at 4586 something. We're kind of on track actually. And I like Pacemaker because you can tell it to like give you different goals every day, which is kind of nice, and you can have it do like all kinds of goals, like straight goals, like all over the place. Like some days you write less, some days you write more, just adjusting goals, all kinds of stuff. It's 8:20. I need to edit a video and get ready for work, and so I'm happy with today. Today made me feel better. It's nice that I don't have to write 50,000 words. I'm trying to write 29,533 words over 30 days. That's what I'm trying to write. So that helps tremendously. Good morning. How are you? Hopefully you can see me because I can't see the camera right now. I'm just kind of blindly looking at you. It is Thursday morning. I woke up too early, but I woke up less early. I've been waking up at 5 since we got back from Spain, and I woke up at like 6. So that's progress, I guess. I even took something to sleep last night in the hopes that it would make me sleep longer, but it didn't. I have not written anything today because Lorna Doone came back. If you don't know who Lorna Doone is, it's the name I'm giving this lady that went off on TikTok about
people not reading the classics. There was a whole like saga of more stuff that happened that I just happened to notice today about like, I don't know, poor delivery of a question essentially is what that came down to. So I just hopped on StreamYard and used that to react to a couple of videos in a really raw and kind of rough manner this morning while having my morning coffee. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'm not trying to attack this person. I just think that like the conversations that are being had right now on TikTok are very similar conversations that we've had in the bookish space for years. And this is just, as I said in my video about 1,000 times, she's an archetype for an argument that occurs all the freaking time, which is why I'm calling her Lorna Doone. I don't hide her name or anything. She's on all of her TikToks. It'll be on the screen. But because it's irrelevant that it's her, she could be anybody. I'm also not calling her a cookie. So if you need help on what Lorna Doone is outside of being a cookie, I will let you know. I am going to, it's like 8:15 this morning. I need more coffee and I need to do a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if I'm even going to write this morning. I need to write this morning, but I don't know if I'm going to. But I might write when I get to my mom's tonight because I have to go to my mom's house after my shift. This is my last shift of the week. Thank freaking God. It's been a long 3 days in a row. And this is just the start of day 3. I need to go to my mom's tonight because I have to take her to an appointment in the morning, a medical appointment, and it's in the city, and I have to like, my mom's an hour away and then the city's an hour from her. The city's like an hour from me, but like I have to do this whole triangle thing. So I have to go there tonight after work. So I have to get myself together. I'm going to be probably hanging out for a while tomorrow. So I think there is in my old neighborhood, because her hospital is, the hospital where she goes is by my old neighborhood when I lived in the city. So I believe a couple blocks up is a New York Public Library branch. So I think I'm going to go up there and write. So I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll get a lot of writing done. I would like to write something today. So if I don't do it, if I don't have time before I leave today, I will definitely get some when I get home tonight. I will sit down and make sure that I write a few words before I pass out because I'm not bringing my Switch with me because I don't have a case for it. So I won't get distracted with my Switch. Anyway, I did continue reading the Book of Life or listening to it to and from work. And I know that some people have said that they didn't like the progression of the series as it goes through. Like they really love book 1. And I love book 1. Book 1's, I think, forever going to be my favorite because I could watch those two fall in love over and over and over again, and I just love it. But book 2 was very interesting, especially in its structure, because it has a slightly different structure than book 1 and book 3. I'm actually kind of liking book 3. I'm loving these, there's like these lab scenes. If you've read the series, you know that like Michael works in a lab. Sorry, Michael? Who the fuck's Michael? Matthew works in a lab. He's like a fellow, and he has like a genetics lab. And there's more lab scenes that are happening with more people in book 3. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but like it's really interesting. I think Miriam's really funny in this book. I think she's a great character. I'm glad that she's getting more page time. And like so far I'm like 40 some odd % through and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to listen to on the way to work today. It might be more of that. I might listen to Bable because I really did want to finish Bable for this vlog. So I will figure that out because I really want to wrap up this vlog tomorrow because I have to finish editing my vacation vlog. I have to finish editing my book haul vlog, my book haul video. This Lorna Doone video I just did today on StreamYard is going to be quick. I'm going to slap some titles in on either end and that's really all I'm doing. And that's going to be really raw. Let me know if you like those kind of like slapdash raw reaction videos because when things happen I would be happy to do more of those. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm gonna get my butt together. I really do need more coffee and yeah, let's get packed and going. And I really don't think I'm gonna be able to write until this evening. Why did Lorna Doone have to come back? Anyway, that's it. Bye. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this before I go and hopefully you can see it, but this is my little arrow garden. And the romaine is already germinating. It's been planted for 3 days. I'm very excited. The basil I don't think is doing much of anything just yet. There might be a little guy right there at the bottom. But that romaine is remaining. And I love my little arrow garden because I forget how quickly it like grows and it's fantastic. It's only been in for 2 days because it tells you on the front how long it's been in and like, I love it.
Makes me so happy. I can't wait to make a salad. Oh, I'm so old. It's still Thursday. Welcome to my childhood bedroom. It did not look like this growing up. All the furniture is the same, but it was like pink. I had terrible shag pink carpet, like deep magenta pink. It was terrible. It was never decorated by me. At no point was this ever decorated by me. However, it does come with pictures of young me, good old 21-year-old me, and a creepy doll, because it wouldn't be my mom's house if it wasn't filled with motherfucking creepy dolls. Can you see all those creepy dolls? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to bed. It's been a very long day. I just ate my lunch at 11 something at night. It was a very long drive here after my work, complete with construction. I just want to maybe try to write 5 freaking words in this stupid manuscript before I pass out. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But first I have to get out of these scrubs. On a side note, Bable, about 55-60% of the way through, turned, and now I'm super interested in Bable. Sorry, my eyes are itchy today. Everything's itchy. I'm super interested in Bable now. I have about, I don't know, I think I'm 75% of the way through. So when I'm done, I will let you know how I feel overall. But I am a lot more intrigued now. Something happened and I was like, oh, well, you got my attention. I have to fix this room so it works for a regular human.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go easy.
Oh, hello. We are actually going to wrap up this vlog on Friday. I don't really have any good writing updates for you. I was in the city today because I had to bring my mom down for a routine procedure, but everything went well. Nothing's wrong. They have a brand new facility, which is really nice. I'm used to being stuck there waiting for her to be done for hours, but I didn't know they built a whole new facility. Let me turn down the brightness. Anyway, so what I was just saying, so they built a whole new facility. You saw the beautiful view. So now I got to sit down in a really nice spot and do work, which was great. Also great was that they were able to get her procedure in and out really quick because it's a quick procedure. However, the old building that they used to do these in, they must not have had as many procedural suites because it took hours. Every time she would go in, she would be back there for 4 or 5 hours, and I would have to find all this time to fill. It was crazy. And now whatever they did, it was great. So I came with a book to read, editing to do, writing to do, all kinds of stuff. So I did edit Monday's podcast video, and I did start writing some today, and then they called me to come back and get her. The only problem is that most of what I wrote was actually deleting words, not adding them. So basically I am at a net negative right now. I got home at maybe around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I was so tired that I took a nap, and then I haven't really had any brain cells, so I had a little bit of coffee, and I played a little bit of Stardew Valley on my Switch. Loving Stardew Valley. It's very calming for me, and I'm loving all the sort of side quests. It's not just building your farm. Yeah, this is a hot mess, by the way, too. Jesus actually bought his own Switch today, so now we both have Switches, so now we're going to figure out like how to play online together, like when we're, because he's going to be in Spain for another week because unfortunately his grandmother passed, so he's leaving on Monday to go to Spain. It's very sad, but I'm glad she's not suffering anymore. So yeah, so that's kind of an update about where we are. But I said I wanted to do one thing in this vlog, and I did it. I did finish Bable, and I don't know if I'm going to do like a separate dedicated review. Let me know if you want one, if you think it would be good to just have one hanging out on the channel. But I did end up really liking this in the end. The things that were making me struggle with this book in terms of loving it as much as the hype suggests was leading me to feel like I should like it. My brain still doesn't work, so bear with me. What was holding me back for being as gung-ho on this book as, you know, all of the hype seems to suggest I should have been, was that overall there was something sort of lacking in the fictional storyline plot that wasn't necessarily like a bad thing, but when you're going to write a kind of dark academia fantasy, I do kind of want a little bit more plot, like development. Like, I don't know, it's just, there was just something sort of missing, however, for me. However, comma, something happens, like I said, like halfway through, 60% of the way through, that really changes everything, and I started to get much more invested in the actual characters and the storyline. Prior to that, like, the storyline seemed like it was taking a backseat to the commentary, like, and the presentation of historical colonial bullshit that my kind of people were just so great at. Like, I was so distracted from whatever RF Kuang was trying to do with the plot that I didn't care about it until that moment. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And then it was fine that I was into it. Like, I didn't have any true connections to any of the 4 characters at all, like in any way where I was, that's not the parts that were drawing me. Like, the characters and their relationships weren't drawing me. The plot storyline wasn't what drew me to this book. It did eventually kind of pick up halfway through, and then I got interested in the plot too. But the things that I really liked about this book were the commentaries on colonialism and the things that colonialism has done to different peoples across the globe, and highlighting the sheer stubbornness of the colonizers to even remotely like recognize that anything that they are doing or have ever done could ever possibly have been bad in any way. There was, if this had been written as a nonfiction book, I think I would have easily gone like 5 stars, freaking amazing. I loved the writing of this. I loved how she used language as the conduit to tell this story, and translation as the way to tell this story and this piece of our history that continues to this day. I loved all of the meticulous research that went into this book. But the reason it doesn't get a full 5 stars is just because it's supposed to be like a fantasy sort of dark academia, and that fiction element of the story was just missing for me. This felt a lot more like trying to fictionalize historical facts, which I guess would be historical fiction, but every time I say historical fiction, it feels like it should be like some World War II drama. That's not what I mean. But I don't know if anybody else felt that way. The writing blows you away. The craftsmanship of the novel overall blows me away. But like, I had to take off like half a star in my arbitrary star rating system just for that like first half of the book just not engaging me with the actual plot of these characters and not giving a shit about these characters. And the problem with that is that when there were twists and betrayals and like bad things happening, you know, later in the plot, when, you know, you climax and you're running through to Act 3, I cared, but not as much as I think I would have if I had been more invested in the beginning of the book. And that's why I was like, I just can't fully give this 5 stars, but it's so good that I can't be like 4 stars, because that seems like a cop-out. So 4.5. We're stopping at 4.5 stars. That was a lot of talk. If you want like a more dedicated review, or if you think that it would be good to have a standalone of this, please let me know. But overall, I really did enjoy this. I think everyone should read this. It's going to be like one of my best books of the year, I think, because it was just like a stunning piece of craftsmanship, and I think is really approachable for readers of a lot of different levels, which is also really great. I'm very curious to watch RF Kuang and her whole career, because I think she's going to just continue to create just stellar books, and I think I will always be pre-ordering her books, even though I started to dislike, why do I want to say girl drag tattoo? Oh my god. Even though I started to dislike the Poppy War as I went along through this series, there was still something there on the page that, like, you know, she has an amazing talent inside of her, and I cannot wait to see whatever she comes out with next, because I have a feeling it's going to be just absolutely stunning and amazing. So definitely worth the read. Really did enjoy it. I'm going to, now that I'm caffeinated at 10 to 9, I'm going to try to write a little bit more, so at least I can get into a net positive for the day. Tomorrow and Sunday I'm by myself because Jesus is working, and then Jesus leaves me so to go away, you know, early next week. So I'll have a lot of downtime in the house to like write. So I'm hoping that I can use that time sort of to my advantage in some way. I did get a little bit of book mail, and I do want to show you what I'm reading next because my audiobook hold's about to expire, so I guess we'll start with that. I mentioned this quickly, but I really want to read A Room of One's Own during Nano because I feel like this is a fantastic book for women who want to write, or women who want to be creative, or women who want to explore their own sort of like power. So basically this is like Virginia Woolf's like seminal work, and it really talks a lot about how women need a place of their own to explore their talents and blossom into the like goddesses that they're going to be, or they have the potential to be. A woman must have an income and a room of her own in order to have freedom to create. And I just feel like something about this just feels like perfect pairing for Nano. And it's nice and short, and I don't think it'll distract me too much from the writing pieces of my life. I just feel like her writing is so beautiful. I said this in a recent video. I did a reaction video recently where I was talking about The Waves quickly, because I did read The Waves this week, and by Virginia Woolf. Her writing is just so beautiful, and I love the audiobooks of her writing because I feel like the sound of the language is so lovely. She picks these words that are just beautiful and emotive and descriptive, and they just make me feel things. I love Virginia Woolf. I haven't reread Mrs. Dalloway this year, so that'll probably happen before the end of the year. I usually do reread that throughout the year. So I think I have an annotated version, so I might read from that copy this year so I can get more into it, because there's a lot going on in that little novel of hers. But anyway, I got more than 3 books, but I have 3 books here that I really want to show you. I have like another haul brewing. I have a haul that I'm editing. I have to film an unhaul. I have to film a TBR video for this month. I have to film a wrap up. I have so much stuff I have to do in between writing that, like, I'm telling you, my brain is, I'm overwhelmed. This is why I don't like doing Nano as much as I love doing Nano, because it gets my butt in gear. I already create so much content and have to do so much consumption of things to make that content, that to write the book in this strict kind of time frame always makes my brain explode. Oh, before I show you the books, I have one other thing. Speaking of a Nano, I have some credit at Hello Lovely box. Is that what they call themselves still? Hello Lovely. Anyway, so I used to rep for them, but their rep commitments are kind of a lot, and see previous comment about being overwhelmed with life. I love Hello Lovely. I will talk about them forever. I don't think I have a rep code anymore, but honestly, there's so many people who do. I love their stuff. I think they're lovely. The people are lovely. Everything is wonderful about Hello Lovely. But I've been eyeing this sweatshirt for a while, and I figured for Nano it was perfect because we are going to write this dang book, right guys? So I got On a Deadline Writers Club sweatshirt. And you know I love my sweatshirts. I'm like always in sweatshirts. I loved it. I love it so much. And yeah, so I think like when I was done with all my credits, I think it was like $10. So that was like my little splurge. For the Booker Book Prize, we're doing Glory this month. So I finally picked up. I was hesitating on buying it because I just hate this cover so much. I think it's so ugly. But I'm really excited to see this because I think this story is told from the perspective of a horse, like a war general or something's horse. And that's an interesting like structure for a novel. I'm trying not to know anything too in depth about the Booker books so that I'm just kind of can take them in like, you know, and process them as is. So I'm really excited to see what this one's like. I feel like when I'm all done with this whole year of reading the Booker, I will rank them for you guys, but that's like gonna be a long journey to get there. Sarah Cannon, who I've mentioned a bunch of times, she's like the heart breathing lady and all that, mentioned this book, and it got me thinking about something that Emily Raids was talking about in one of her leading up to her Preptober videos, where she talked about the messy middle of writing. And this is a book about writing your novel from the middle. And since I'm basically like I'm in sort of the messy middle right now, and I think that's why I'm not as like just gung-ho about writing. I felt like this might be super short. It might be a book to sort of flip through to maybe get me like in the mindset to write my book from the middle. And then over on my Patreon, because I have a Patreon, a very small little Patreon right now, but hopefully we will grow with time. The highest tier, it's just like $5. We're going to do a monthly buddy read, and we'll have like a private, I have a Discord, and there's a private section of the Discord that's just discussion boards for all the books that we read. And then I believe we can do, I think we were going to do like a live or something. We're trying to figure out how to do that. It's all very like, it's all growing. But anyway, so we picked Dog Flowers by Danielle Geller. It's a memoir and an archive. It looks really good. So this says, when Danielle Geller's mother dies of alcohol withdrawal during an attempt to get sober, Geller returns to Florida and finds her mother's life packed into 8 suitcases. Most are filled with clothes, except for the last one, which contains diaries, photos, letters, and a few undeveloped disposable cameras. Geller, an archivist and writer, uses these pieces of her mother's life to challenge her family's collective memory. Geller embarks on a journey to the 4 corners of the country in an attempt to understand her mother and her own relationship to home and their shared need to leave. Dog Flowers as an arresting photolingual memoir that masterfully weaves together images and text to examine mothers and mothering, sisters and caretaking, and colonized bodies. I've seen this around. I've been very curious about it. So when it was suggested as an option, yes. So I'm really psyched to get into this. I think that's all I have for you. I don't know how I'm going to get this edited, but I'll try. That's it. I need to get writing. I need to get my button gear. I need to stop stalling. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want to join my Patreon, there's a link down below. I try to put it in every comment, but I don't always remember. I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think